Okay, so welcome back. We have another question from the friction chapter of engineering mechanics by Hibbeler, and we have this 180-pound man that climbs up the ladder and stops at the position that we can see in the figure right after he senses that the ladder is on the verge of slipping. So what's going to happen basically at point A, the ladder is going to get in this position. Obviously I'm exaggerating the position, but that's something that's happening. We need to determine the inclination theta of the ladder if the coefficient of static friction between the friction pad A and the ground is 0.4. We can assume that the wall at B is smooth, so we're not going to consider any friction at this contact point B, and the center of gravity of the man is shown at G right here, and we can neglect the weight of the ladder. So as always, our first step is drawing the free body diagram. We're gonna have the normal force at A, we can call it NA. We're gonna have one normal force at B, NB, and we have the friction at these 2 points because the wall is smooth. There is no friction, but we have friction at A. So first we have to figure out the direction of the friction because the this pad is moving toward this direction, so it's to the right, so friction has to be opposite of that. FA, we have the weight of the man at G, which we know is 180 pounds. This is obviously in force unit. We don't need to multiply this by G. This is a weight, it's not a mass. And yeah, so basically we are drawing the free body diagram for the ladder and the man climbing up the ladder. So we are at the verge of slipping, so we are still in equilibrium, and we are in that second that the ladder is about to slip. So we can use our equilibrium equation, sum of all forces in x equals 0, sum of all forces in y equals 0, and we have one moment equation. These are the three, and our FA, we know it's basically the mu s times NA. So we can start with moment equation, either about point A or point B. So we have the same unknowns is really in here, doesn't matter which one. Let's do the moment about point B. Let's see what we get. Keep in mind that we have a sign convention of counterclockwise positive. So we have the moment of NA about B, which is counterclockwise, so positive. Force is NA, and we are looking for the vertical distance to the line of action, which is basically this distance. And if we look at this right triangle that I'm highlighting in blue, we know the hypotenuse is 10. So basically we have the base of that, which is 10 cosine of theta. So times 10. That's the moment of NA. We have also the moment of the friction, which is clockwise. So this is going to be negative. We can just plug in these values in here. 0.4 times NA times, this time we have the other side, so 10 sine of theta. And the last thing would be the moment of the weight, which is also clockwise, so negative 180 times the distance would be, so because it's somewhere in here, the vertical distance to the line of action would be this distance, which is 3 feet, and this will be equal to 0. Now that I'm thinking, I think if we go with the moment about A, so we don't have this straight distance, we have to subtract the base, which was 10 cosine of theta minus 3. So probably the point B is a better option here. And yeah, we have two unknowns in here. We cannot do much. So let's go with another equation. If you look at the sum of all forces in Y, we can find the relationship between the, let's just call this our positive Y, NA and weight. So basically we have two forces, NA minus 180 equals 0. So NA is 180 pounds. And yeah, if we just plug this one in the previous equation, that should give us the angle theta that we are looking for. So from the first one, basically we have 180 times 10 cosine of theta negative 0.4 times 180 times 10 sine of theta, and this will be equal to 180 times 3. So again, I just plugged in the value of NA in the previous equation. So from this equation, we can cancel out all the NAs. We can cancel out these 10 and this will be 0.3. So we have cosine of theta minus 0.4 sine of theta equal to 0.3. And one easy way to solve this, we can just put angles in here to find the answer. We can start with the 45 as our first guess, 0.4 sine of 45, and that's going to be a 0.4. Let's try 50, see if we get closer to 0.3 or we get far. Yeah, so it shows that we're getting a little bit closer. Let's do maybe 53 here. Okay, so it shows us something between 50 to 53. We can do 52 now. And yeah, it's pretty accurate. So the theta in here would be degrees. And yeah, it's going to be the final answer for this question. Everything was clear. Let me know if you guys have any questions. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next one. 52.